Hello, and welcome to our Q&A for Pilgrim 2022. So there are many ways that you all are going to be showing up here today. You're going to be coming to me from Facebook, you're going to be coming to me from Instagram, you're going to be coming to me from different groups that are on Facebook, as well as our YouTube channel. So I welcome you, and I welcome you to introduce yourself in the comments so we know who's here with us, and we will get started. I don't want to take a lot of your time today. I just simply want to be able to answer your questions. And I know that some of the questions that I've received thus far regarding Pilgrim are common questions. So I want to share the responses to those questions with you as well, so that you can make an educated decision about whether or not you want to join this journey. And my objective really is for you to make the best possible decision for yourself. That's my number one objective. And secondarily to that, if you're already registered and you have questions about how the journey is going to unfold and you've already been in the member portal, etc., then I want to be able to answer those questions here. So that being said, while you all are showing up here, hi Maggie. Maggie Horn is here from Sandy, Oregon. And I see that Jess is here from New Jersey. Welcome, Jess. And I also see that Karen is here from Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota, so that's a sweet little connection that we have. Okay, so as you have questions specific to this journey, please feel free to drop those in the comments as well. And like I said, I'm just going to jump right into this so that I can answer your questions and be respectful of your time, and onward and upward we go. Ranya's here from Austin, Texas. Ranya's part of our Sanctuary membership, and she's been walking with us. She also did a Radical Self-Care Roadmap, which is another program that I offer. I'm getting all readjusted here on my little cushion. By the way, this is the little altar that I sit at 365 days a year, if in fact I'm here in Guanajuato, Mexico, which is where I live, here in my home and retreat center, La Sagrada, which translates into the sacred. So I sit right here every single morning for our time together during Pilgrim. Just a 15-minute little check-in that is live and is also recorded and available on Facebook as the recording in our private membership community. And you can also access the written description if you don't want to be on Facebook, which I'll talk about that as well. You can gain access to those little morning intentions that we set in the membership portal. So that's what's going on. Good morning. Welcoming you all here. So it's 12 noon in my world. It's morning time in some of your worlds. I know it's late afternoon in other worlds, etc. So I'm going to jump right in to Q&A. Please place your questions in the comments if you have specific questions, and we'll go from there. All right, so the first question that has come to me, and it's a basic question, and that's, what is Pilgrim? What is Pilgrim? And Rania said, hi, sweet Jessica. Rania had said, I hear the buzz about all this Pilgrim stuff. She mentioned that earlier. And yeah, there's a lot of buzz. Every year there's a lot of buzz. This is our 8th year, and Pilgrim is a 108-day optimal living program that is based on and within the ancient yogic teachings. So that's what Pilgrim is, essentially. Now, what does that mean? What that means is we are looking at a journey of 108 days. Now, why 108? There's a whole bunch of reasons. There's 108 beads on a mala strand. 108 is considered to be a number that has sacred intention. But I'm here to say that 108 has 3 really basic reasons that I've chosen it. Number 1, which is the 1 in 108, is it's all about you. That's to say that if you're going to make positive changes in your life, you're the one. You are the one who's going to make those changes. If you are unable to make those changes, you are the one who has to make shifts and subtle adjustments in order for you to make time and space or fit your life and integrate with the time and space that's already there so that you can make the most of your optimal living program. Now, what does that mean exactly? What that means is the buck stops here. Everything is in your hands. You are the one who is responsible, and you are the one who gets to reap the benefit of it. That's good news, bad news. It's a challenge. And yes, we totally get that sometimes we just hardly have time to even brush our teeth. And I'm here to say, if you have time to brush your teeth, you have time for Pilgrim. It doesn't have to be a huge commitment, but I'll speak onto that as well. So the one is, it's all about you. This program is all about you, and the people in your life and the world benefit as a result of it as well. So it's a win-win-win. That's number one. The zero is it's seamless. There's no beginning and there's no end. Well, there's 108 days, but I'm here to say that what we are intending to do is to create lifestyle practices and to integrate those so seamlessly into your life, like brushing your teeth, that you wouldn't give them up. That at the end of the 108 days, they have been marbled into your being and you don't want to be without them. And if you fall away, you can seamlessly re-enter the fold. If you fall away within the 108 days or after the 108 days, it's all going to be there for you. And finally, the eight is symbolic of infinite possibility, forever and a day. This program is not something that you enter into and you do like a 30-day cleanse and then you go back to eating Twinkies and drinking beer. None of that. This is about how do I live optimally in the realities of being a householder and a human being with responsibilities and kids and partners and mortgages and all of those things. How do we do that? So it's all about you. We are doing our very best to integrate it seamlessly into our life, and we want this to be forever. Now, it's forever in two different ways. One is we want you to have access to this for 365 days a year for as long as there are the interwebs and beyond, because it then lives in your body. And we want you to know that once you are a pilgrim, once you register for Pilgrim as a paying pilgrim, you are in Pilgrim forever. That's the thing. Now, if you join Sanctuary, you get Pilgrim as part of your Sanctuary membership for the year that you are in Sanctuary. But if you join Pilgrim and pay for Pilgrim, you are a member of our Pilgrim community forever. You get all the upgrades from this point forward. So that is the basis of the 108. It is an optimal living program that has a number of different pieces to it. It has yoga practices, 30 minutes or shorter, meditations, 13 minutes or shorter, a yogi style food guide, pop-up cooking classes, Ayurvedic dosha assessment, a community, a tight private community that's available to us as well. And we have morning check-ins every single day for the entirety of the 108 days for just 15 minutes, where we shine light on these yogic teachings as a way in which to have more peace, more ease in our lives, and to be able to access the happiness that through the yogic teachings are your true nature. Like we're not meant to be striving all the time and becoming something. We already are all that we seek. We're just removing the shrouds. We're removing the veil. We're removing anything that has told us that we're anything but whole, holy, enough as is. So that is what Pilgrim is all about. If you have specific questions about that, you can go to brittbsteele.com/pilgrim and read about that, and you're going to get more information. So that's going on. Next, I want to answer the question, is it religious? The short answer is no, not at all. Is it spiritual? The short answer is absolutely. For there is no way, essentially, to separate the spiritual from the material. The only difference, if you will, between the material world and the spiritual world is where you place your attention. It's not based upon any sort of belief system. It's not based upon you having to do things a certain way. The tools and the tips and the strategies that we bring into Pilgrim and that we've been bringing into Pilgrim for the last 8 years have been been mulled around in the ancient cultures of India and Egypt, and even in the Mayan people here in Central South America and in Mexico for thousands of years. So these teachings are universal and they are truth teachings, essentially, but there's nothing that is presented that is to convince you, and there's nothing for you to believe. In fact, you'll hear me say throughout Pilgrim, do not believe a word I say. Try these teachings on and see how they serve you. Keep what serves you and let the rest go. So, is it religious? Not at all. Is it spiritual? Absolutely. So, those are two of the questions that have arisen. Any other questions at the moment? Okay, so Mary has a question and she says, I found you through a self-care quiz, and this is my first exposure to you. How are you qualified to teach this? And do you consider yourself to be a guru? All right, let's work backwards from that and say, number one, guru? No, not at all. Not my cup of tea. Not what I've wanted to be, not where I'm going. I am human just like you. I am a 51-year-old woman who is dedicated and devoted to these teachings, who goes through the same sorts of things that you go through, anything and everything from relationship challenges to financial worries to perimenopause to concerns about COVID, all of it, right? I'm 51 and I'm a human being and I'm a householder with financial responsibilities and job responsibilities and relationship commitments and all of the above. So I'm right here with you. A guru is one who shines light upon the darkness and through the lens of Sanskrit, so which is the language that guru is from. And Sanskrit is the language through which light passes. So guru is the one who dispels darkness or shines light upon the darkness. So I consider my teacher, my Vedanta teacher, which is the ancient yogic teachings, to be as close to a guru as one would be. And he doesn't want to consider himself a guru. He considers himself a student of the teachings, and he shares from a place of abundance and just overflows with these teachings. And I've been sitting at his feet through the ethers essentially for nearly 2 decades now. I also have another teacher who is a studio owner. She has clients, she's got family she's caring for, she's got real life responsibilities. And as far as a teacher in the world, she is as close to a guru as I would see, and she doesn't consider herself to be a guru. I'm just a regular woman who has learned that these particular teachings are game changers for me. They help me get through the difficult times. They help me see the light in the darkness. They help me have hope in what feels like a sometimes hopeless world. And that is what that is what I am all about as a teacher in Pilgrim. Now, in regards to am I qualified? I've been teaching yoga for over 30 years. I've been training yoga teachers for more than 20 years. So I have a yoga teacher training school. I've run retreat centers in the yogic tradition for almost 2 decades. I have a master's in public health and an undergraduate degree in physiology. And I have more than 10,000 hours of teaching yoga and mind-body modalities in my background. I've taught at the university level. I've done mind-body research at the Arizona Cancer Center. I have done research and development for a hospital-based integrative medicine clinic. And the only thing that I want in this life is to be closer to the divine. So if those things ring true or those things touch you, then I'm here to say, bring it on and come and be with us and let's do this together. So you can determine based upon what I've just shared if you consider me to be qualified. I'm a yoga therapist. I'm a health educator. No, there's just things. And oh, and I'm also an Ayurvedic practitioner. I've studied in India with Dr. Vasant Lad. So there's just stuff, right? Phoenix Rising yoga therapist. So there's things that I have done over the course of my nearly 30 years in this world of yoga and mind body modalities that all began as a result of me not wanting to be sick anymore. So when I was young, and I had tummy aches and depression and some migraine stuff going on. And I sat with my allopathic Western doctor, and he said, take this medicine, and then you might want to take this, and let me know. And I'm going to have you come back and check your blood, your we're going to do some labs in 2 months to make sure liver function is still good. And I sat and looked at these things, and I was directing the fitness program at the University of Arizona at the time, and I thought, I'm not doing this. I'm not going down this medicated highway, this medication, the pharmacy highway at 25 or 26 years old. And so I went to a naturopath, and the naturopath said, you're going to do some yoga. So I guess I was 24. So at 24, I went deep dive into yoga, and I never looked back. It was many years before I really made it my whole life, but I was teaching and training for a number of years before that. So that's how it came to be, and that's how most people come to me. They're just like, enough already. I want more out of life. I want more for myself, and I want to provide a greater foundation for my kids. I want to teach my kids better. I want to be a better partner in relationship. I want to be a better boss. I want to have more energy. I want to have a stronger immune system. I don't want to feel so, creaky and cracky and out of sorts when I'm getting up. I want to be strong as I gain years. And so that's how folks come to me. Jessica's saying, one of the things I love the most about Pilgrim is that every one of the 8 years I've walked with everyone, the teachings have met me where I was. So many transitions, life changes, moves, etc. Right, Jessica? Wow. Yeah, you've been through so much. I don't even know if you and Ari were together in the beginning. Jessica's one of our guides, and which I will say, because it feels valuable to me, is not a paid position. She doesn't get anything from saying what she's saying. And she has been with us for 8 years. She's one of the individuals who's been with us for 8 years. She's been an independent entrepreneur for some of these years, and she's been single, and now she's a mama, and she's moved a number of times. She's gone through some significant health scares. So this is life. We hold each other through all of these things. We hold each other through death of loved ones, through failed marriages, through a COVID, right? Through tons of things, birth, major transitions. We are holding each other each step of the way. And that is what provides the greatest foundation for success. The research tells us, the psychological research tells us that the greatest impact, ready for this? The greatest impact that a program can make on you comes when you enter into it with like-minded individuals. So here we are doing just this, walking together in this way. All right, so other questions that you may have, please post those in the comments. And I will say too that another question was, I just don't know if I have time for this program. And so I will say this much. I love this saying, if you don't have time to meditate 15 minutes a day, then meditate for 30 minutes a day. And I really subscribe to that, because I have learned that when I feel like my tank is slowly draining and I'm getting closer and closer to empty, that is the best time for me to be well-resourced and for me to step into the place and space of self-care. And that is what Pilgrim is all about. We are here to walk together, to support each other, to remember that we have everything within us already that we need, and we're just shedding tiny little bits moment by moment. That is essentially the work. So if you don't have time, I'm here to say, if you have time to brush your teeth, you have time for Pilgrim, because it is not about 108 days of yoga and meditation and totally, revamping your diet and coming to the community and reading the book and doing the guidebook and coming to the weekly coaching sessions. No, it's essentially choosing what serves you and knowing that everything else is going to continue to be there on day 109, day 110, and from that point forward. Laura Smith is here and I'm so excited. Laura, I love you. And Laura made me this most amazing macrame hanger for my plant that came with a student last year. It's hanging in my kitchen. I think of you every day, Laura. Hello, everyone. This program is so supportive and secure. This will be my 8th year too, but it's always a practice. So it's always going to give us what we need when we don't know we need it. I mean, me too. That's the whole reason I came to this program. So let me just take a step back and say, how did Pilgrim come to be? So when I was working a lot and feeling depleted, really wiped out, I was like, you know what, I'm going down this alleyway of 108 days of yoga practice. I was living in the boonies. I lived an hour and a half from Portland out in the woods with my husband at the time. And I decided to do 108 days of yoga when I was exhausted. And I was like, how am I going to do this? I was happy to discover that about 10 days in, that 30 minutes less of sleep or 45 minutes less of sleep I got each morning that I then used to practice yoga gave me gallons more energy every day. I was like, holy cow, I'm getting less sleep and I feel a million times better. How is that even possible? And I'd been in the fitness industry and in the yoga industry, I've been teaching, but there was something about it that like hit me at a much deeper level. And so I did 108 days. And then the last 30, 40 days happened to fall over the holidays. And I thought, you know what? I'm feeling so good and I've got such momentum and it's the end of August and we're moving into the fall. I really want to turn my attention to purifying this body. Like that's what I'm going to do. So I did a cleanse on top of the 108 days. So here's what happened. I was 2/3 of the way into my 108 days, day 72, 73, 74. And then I started my cleanse and I did my cleanse in the last third. And all of a sudden I was like, are you kidding me? It was the new year. And I looked around at my family and my friends and they're like, oh my gosh, I put 10 pounds on. It was just, I'm exhausted. They were exhausted. They were stressed out about Christmas shopping. They were stressed out about everything. And I was like, wow, I feel awesome. And I made a commitment. I'm going to share this next year. And so that's what I did. So then I dedicated myself to creating the 108 days of yoga practices and meditations. And by the way, they're aligned with the moon and we move through sun salutations and there's a flow to how you go. You get a calendar, you get links to the yoga practices. Maybe you do yoga with me on YouTube, or maybe you go to your yoga class. You get a calendar that you get to check off how and what you are doing. If you're like me and like little gold stars, you get to check off how you're doing and what's working for you step by step by step by step. And here's what I guarantee, that at the end of your 108 days, no matter what you're going through, just like Laura's saying, you're going to get what you need, even when you don't know that you need it. And you're going to wake up on the other side of the new year and you're going to look around and be like, I feel awesome. So all of a sudden, instead of, coming into the new year of 2022, here, I'll do it this way, coming into the new year of 2022 and then slowly, steadily losing ground, and sort of skidding in and crashing exhaustedly into 2023, you get into 2023 and you've actually found yourself at a high. Now look what you can do. Now look at how present you can be to your children. Now look at how much more love and energy and vitality you have to give to your work and to give to your purpose and to give to your partner. That's what I love about it. I will also say, I think it's worth mentioning, there have been so many pilgrims over the course of the 8 years that have consciously taken this as an opportunity to drop some form of addiction, to drop smoking pot, to drop drinking wine every night, to drop eaten sugar or rolling, rolling in every night into Netflix and, into bed with their phone. There's some quality of addiction that they have slowly and steadily dropped. So that's another piece for Pilgrim that is worth mentioning. Somebody else said, I just don't feel like I have the time or energy this year to do it. And I'm wondering if this is my year. Can you speak into that at all? Again, what I'll say is, yeah, this is the year. Like, this is the year for you to put your heart and soul into taking good care of you, because it's now. Like, the future isn't here yet. It doesn't even exist. So today is the day for you to live the life that you want to live, period. To not wait for it, because who knows if we're going to get that opportunity. That's number one. Number two, let me say that I am offering with Pilgrim, you have a 7-day, check it out, try the yoga practices, show up for the opening ritual, show up for the morning practices, do the meditations, show up completely for that first week. And if you do the work and you find that at the end of the 7 days, that it is not for you, if you email me before the end of the 7th day, and I can see that you've logged in, I can see that you've been using the resources, because there's, I'm able to see that through the portal. The bottom line is you're going to get 100% of your money back without any questions. And these teachings are powerful. And I don't want you to even believe me. Just try it on. There's zero risk. Come and try it on for 7 days. Feel into the community. Sit for the morning sankalpas, or come to the recordings later. Do a meditation or a yoga practice. Start to lay out for yourself the trajectory of the next few months of your life, and then see how powerful these teachings are. That's what I can say to you. Zero risk, just come on and do it. And that's what I have. All right, so if there are no other questions, I'm just going to do a quick review. In this particular video, we talked about why 108 days. We talked about why Pilgrim. We talked about who comes to Pilgrim, essentially anyone who's looking to up-level their life, anyone who's looking for a support system, a program, and a qualified teacher who can help catapult you and support you in a moment-to-moment practice of integrating these teachings and integrating healthy living into your life that is real and sustainable. We talked about when we're too busy, when we're too tired, and how important it is to get into this. We talked about finding your people and the importance of having community and connection. We talked about how this program was formed and how and where you're going to find yourself on the other side of the 108 days. We talked about my qualifications, and we talked about the content of the program. So I hope that this has been useful to you. I would love to continue to walk with you if you are so called. And I will let you know that if you register before 6 p.m. tonight, that you are invited this evening at 7 p.m. and it will also be recorded if it doesn't fit into your schedule. You're invited to the 7 touchstones of vitality. That's where we take a step back and we look at the practice and we look at the way in which that we are able to go deeper into the journey based upon your uniqueness. That's what this is all about. So you're going to get a book, the Pilgrim book. I'm looking at my bookshelf right here. That you're going to get, let me just grab one so you can see how pretty it is. Right? You're going to get a book, you're going to get a guidebook, you're going to get a calendar, you're going to have free birds, which are going to give you the opportunity to give yourself a break if you are unable to be part of the program for the full 108 days. And if you fall off the wagon, you are invited back again and again and again. We don't ever have any judgment. You can't fall behind. You can't fall away, because when you show back up, the only thing you're going to hear from us is, yay, let's get going. There's nothing to make up. There's nothing to catch up on. It's all here for you. It's all going to be for you after the 108 days, and it's going to be here for you after the journey throughout the whole year, and then you can start again next year. I wish I could just bring you into the richness of the Facebook community that we have, where people have been saying, like the month before, like, is Pilgrim already next month? I can't wait. I need this so much. And let me say one other thing. It is not uncommon for these pilgrims across the globe to say, hey, I'm going to be in this area. I'm going to be in Austin. I'm going to be in Portland. I'm going to be in San Diego. I'm going to be in Vancouver. Anybody around, any other pilgrims there? And next thing you know, there's a post in our Facebook group, and there's 7 pilgrims from all different places that have sort of slumber partied and descended upon one pilgrim's home by invitation, of course. So I just want to offer that this is a very simple little book. There are 12 touchstones that we follow. Those touchstones are essentially the anchoring practices that bring us more deeply into the yogic teachings. Things like aligning yourself with the 5 elements of nature: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Moving your body, getting out in nature, purifying your vessel, putting products in your hair and on your skin, and in your body, food and drink that are whole and healthy and Ayurvedically constant and good for your constitution. We also are all about being in and joining conscious community, either being a part of a community that serves us and or bringing consciousness to those communities where sometimes consciousness lacks, like the Thanksgiving dinner table. And believe you me, we have conversations about, okay, heading this way for Thanksgiving. Any insights? And the teachings provide insights. I'm not there to advise. I'm there to open the portal and to let these teachings come in and through. And then we have 3 pilgrim guides this year, 3 guides who are there for you, for us, to help bring these teachings home. These are individuals who've been part of our journey for years past, and Jessica's one of those. She's here with us. Annette is one of those, and so is Nicole Gray. And so these are individuals from across the globe who are here for us and supporting you on your journey and helping answer questions when you might not otherwise be able to access an answer, or they might ping me and make sure that I'm available, which, by the way, I am uber available. Jessica could speak to this. Laura could speak to this. I'm with you 108 days. I'm there to answer your questions, and I am journeying with you. So that being said, Pilgrim is the journey. It's 108 days, living your yoga every single day, an optimal living program, not religious, totally spiritual, community-based program, and we would love for you to join us. You can register at brittbsteele.com/pilgrim. You can forward this link, right? If you're watching it on YouTube or on Facebook, you can forward this on to other people, and perhaps you can find a buddy and the 2 of you can do it and support each other through the holidays. And our community that has been going strong for 8 years will definitely support you just the same. I'm here. If you have any questions, please email me, britt@brittbsteele.com, britt@brittbsteele.com, or you can drop it in the comments and I will answer your questions. It's a money back guarantee, 7 days in, absolutely no questions asked. Just come and check it out. You got nothing to lose and a whole lot to gain. So big love to you. Thank you for being here. And I look so forward to seeing you wherever we may walk. Take good care. Bye.